I started writing more, and I thought it's getting a bit difficult to write plays in the middle of the night and then having to get up at 7 in the morning. So I eventually took some advice from a very dear friend of mine, a television producer called Cedric Messina. He said, "I'll give you some extra work. I'll give you £5 a day," he said. £5 a day, and then you'll learn about television, you'll learn about this industry. And I did. And you know, as an extra, you sit around for hours and hours and hours doing nothing. But I watched and I observed, which all writers must do. And but I was writing radio plays in television studios, so I went on and I did quite a few plays. And I moved from that particular producer. Her name was Audrey Cameron, who gave me my first break. And I moved on to work with a senior producer at the BBC called John Tiedemann, who eventually became the head of drama at BBC Radio. And he was instrumental in helping me a great deal in learning my craft in radio, as indeed was David Spencer. David taught me from an actor's point of view, and John taught me from a producer's point of view. I would actually like to kill stone dead anyone who dares to mention that I was in the Moonbase or I was an actor, because yes, I certainly did extra work. Obviously, I was continuing to learn about writing, and also it kept the wolf from the door, £5 a day or whatever it was. So I appeared in this thing, the Moonbase, before A Fury from the Deep and all that came along. So that was an entrance into television. But little did I know what it would involve, and there's that dreadful picture that's going around everywhere. And I'm asked to sign, I'd sooner tear it up, of me with all my veins being painted. And I had to get to the studio about 5 in the morning to have them painted on. And it was produced by Maurice Barry, who I went on to do something else for him called Quick Before They Catch Us, which was a kind of fluffy teenage adventure serial. But working on the Moonbase was extraordinary, because the sets alone were extraordinary. The surface of the moon, and they had I don't know what they called the thing. It looked like a great greenhouse to me, and we had to have these goldfish bowls on our head, and then we had to go out there and be murdered by the nasty Cybermen. Nonetheless, I saw the capabilities of cameras, what you could do with cameras, what you could do with lighting, what you could do, all those things. This is what a writer has to know. If you're going into television, you can't just learn how to write. You have to know what the studio or what location work can do and can't do. So, yes, I did it. But if anyone dares mention the Moonbase to me, they risk instant death. Instant death.